Welcome to Hardly, where books turn into 3 stories, refreshing your knowledge in minutes. Today, we listen to Fred Fleitz's An America First Approach to U.S. National Security, in which we probe into reimagining U.S. strength by focusing on national sovereignty, energy independence, and strategic alliances to safeguard American interests above global entanglements. Fred Fleitz is Vice Chair of the America First Policy Institute, a nonprofit Washington, D.C.-based, nonpartisan think tank. Don't go away. Hardly, the editor, will be right back with the story. Let me tell you about 3 moments that stuck with me while diving into the America First approach. These stories bring to life the core idea of reshaping U.S. strength by keeping the focus on home, energy, and smart partnerships. They're tales of strategic decisions, unexpected turns, and lessons that shape the way we think about national security. First, picture a small conference room in the White House during the early days of a new administration. The president, surrounded by his closest advisors, was making a decision that would reverberate across the globe. The topic? Moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This wasn't just a symbolic move. It was a statement of American sovereignty and support for its allies. The president knew that decades of diplomatic hesitation had left the embassy in Tel Aviv, despite a law passed in 1995 mandating the move. Previous administrations had avoided it, fearing backlash, but this time was different. The decision was made not only to fulfill a campaign promise, but to realign U.S. foreign policy with its national interests and values. As the book puts it, this move defied the foreign policy establishment with original approaches to promote regional security and standing firmly with Israel. The decision was bold, but it paid off, leading to the historic Abraham Accords that would reshape Middle Eastern alliances. This moment underscores the importance of decisive leadership and sticking to national principles, even when the world is watching closely. The second story takes us to the cold, rugged landscapes of Alaska, where energy security took center stage. In a bid to reduce U.S. dependence on foreign oil and secure the nation's energy future, a controversial decision was made to open up drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, ANWR. The stakes were high. Environmental groups were fiercely opposed, citing the potential harm to wildlife and the fragile ecosystem. However, the administration viewed this as a crucial step toward achieving energy independence, a key pillar of the America First strategy. The book notes, energy security is national security, and that it is crucial for U.S. security and prosperity that America be an energy powerhouse. This wasn't just about economics. It was about ensuring that America wouldn't be held hostage by foreign energy suppliers, particularly in times of global conflict. The drilling initiative faced numerous legal and environmental hurdles, but it highlighted a broader strategy of prioritizing national resources to maintain sovereignty and economic stability. This story serves as a reminder of the tough choices that come with balancing environmental concerns and national security needs. The third story shifts to the intricate dance of international trade, where economic strength and national security are tightly intertwined. The administration faced a daunting challenge, renegotiating trade deals that had, for years, favored other nations at the expense of American workers and industries. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, was a prime target. The president, who had long criticized NAFTA as the worst trade deal ever made, set out to replace it with something better, something that would put American interests first. The result was the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, a deal that aimed to bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. and protect American intellectual property. According to the book, America First foreign policy must revolve around 2 key principles: mutual defense and balanced trade. The renegotiation was fraught with tension, particularly with Canada and Mexico pushing back on several key points. Yet, the administration persisted, understanding that a strong economy is the bedrock of national security. The USMCA was eventually signed, marking a significant shift in how the U.S. engaged with its closest neighbors. This story illustrates the intricate balance of diplomacy, economic policy, and national security, all vital components of maintaining a strong, sovereign nation. These stories, though varied in their settings and challenges, all point back to the same core principle: the need for the U.S. to focus inward to build outward strength. By prioritizing national sovereignty, energy independence, and strategic alliances, the administration sought to secure the nation's future against a backdrop of increasing global uncertainty. The embassy move in Jerusalem wasn't just about Israel. It was about reasserting American values and interests on the world stage. The drilling in Alaska wasn't merely an economic decision. It was about ensuring that the U.S. remained strong and independent in a volatile global market. And the renegotiation of NAFTA into the USMCA was about more than just trade. It was about protecting American jobs and industries in an increasingly competitive world. These actions reveal a broader strategy that challenges the status quo of American foreign policy. It's a strategy that doesn't shy away from difficult decisions, whether they're about national borders, resource management, or international diplomacy. Instead, it embraces them as necessary steps to maintaining and enhancing U.S. power and security. The approach is clear: safeguard what's at home to project strength abroad. It's a shift from the interventionist policies of the past, focusing instead on rebuilding and fortifying the U.S. from within before extending its influence globally. As the editor of Hardly, through these lessons, we can envision a future where securing our resources and reaffirming our values leads to unparalleled resilience in the face of global challenges. In wrapping up, let's revisit the key idea: the need for America to refocus its strength by prioritizing national sovereignty, energy independence, and smart alliances. These are not just abstract concepts, but practical strategies for securing the future of the nation. One more story that underscores this approach is the administration's handling of NATO. Faced with years of uneven burden sharing among alliance members, the president took a firm stance, demanding that other NATO countries contribute their fair share to defense spending. This wasn't about undermining alliances, but about ensuring that the U.S. wasn't shouldering a disproportionate load. The book highlights, America First national security requires that the United States work closely in alliances, but also that alliance members pay their fair share of the costs of mutual defense. The result was a significant increase in defense budgets from several NATO allies, reinforcing the alliance and ensuring that it remained a viable force in global security. This move was a clear example of how focusing on national interests doesn't mean turning away from global responsibilities, but rather managing them more effectively. In essence, the America First approach reshapes how the U.S. engages with the world, not by retreating, but by leading from a position of strength, secured through focused strategic decisions at home. As the editor of Hardly, by embracing these lessons, we can craft a future where America's strength is built on the solid foundation of its own sovereignty and self-reliance, ready to face any challenge that comes its way.